The great Trojan War had ended. For 10 grueling years, the Greeks laid siege to the mighty city of Troy. Blood had soaked the earth, heroes had risen and fallen, but now, at last, the gates had been breached, and victory was theirs. At the heart of that victory stood Odysseus, king of Ithaca, a man not known for brute strength, but for his sharp wit. It was he who conceived the ruse of the Trojan horse, hiding soldiers within a wooden gift to infiltrate Troy's walls, a stroke of brilliance that turned the tide of the war. Now, like his fellow warriors, Odysseus longed to return home, to his wife Penelope and his young son Telemachus, whom he hadn't seen since the boy was an infant. He commanded 12 ships and a loyal crew, but the gods had other plans for him. The journey ahead would not be easy, for Odysseus had angered the gods, and the sea, ruled by the wrathful Poseidon, would become both his prison and his proving ground. The first stop on the voyage was the land of the Cicones, allies of Troy. Odysseus and his men attacked the city Ismarus, plundering its wealth. But instead of leaving swiftly, they lingered, intoxicated by victory and greed. The Cicones retaliated with reinforcements, and a brutal counterattack forced the Greeks into retreat. Many of Odysseus's men were slain before they could escape to their ships. After days adrift, battered by wind and regret, the fleet arrived at a strange and peaceful land, the home of the lotus eaters. The people there were gentle, welcoming, and offered the visitors a sweet honeyed fruit, the lotus. But the fruit was enchanted. Those who tasted it forgot everything, their homes, their families, their purpose. All they desired was to stay forever, lost in a blissful haze. Odysseus, realizing the danger, acted quickly. He dragged his entranced men back to the ships by force and commanded a swift departure. He had narrowly avoided disaster, but darker trials still lay ahead. Not long after, they came upon a rugged, barren island dotted with strange, oversized sheep. The land seemed empty of people, but smoke curled from a cave high on a hillside. Drawn by curiosity and the hope of finding food, Odysseus took a group of men ashore. Inside the cave, they found a store of milk, cheeses, and penned livestock. Though the men urged him to take what they could and leave, Odysseus insisted on staying, wanting to see who lived there and perhaps earn a guest gift, as was customary in Greek hospitality. But the inhabitant of this cave was no ordinary host. He was Polyphemus, a Cyclops, a one-eyed giant, massive and wild, with the strength of many men and a heart untouched by pity. Polyphemus returned at dusk, driving his flocks before him. He rolled a massive stone across the entrance to trap them inside. When he saw the strangers, he questioned them. Odysseus explained that they were Greeks returning from war, blown off course by storms, but the Cyclops cared nothing for gods or customs. Without warning, he grabbed 2 of the men, smashed their heads against the rocks, and devoured them raw. Blood and bones scattered across the cave floor. Horrified but helpless, Odysseus and the rest could do nothing but endure the night. By morning, the Cyclops ate 2 more men, then left the cave, rolling the stone aside only long enough to let his sheep out, then sealing the cave once more. Odysseus realized they couldn't kill the Cyclops outright. The boulder was too heavy for them to move. They needed a plan. That night, when the Cyclops returned, Odysseus offered him a gift: strong wine, undiluted and potent. The Cyclops drank greedily, his bloodlust tempered by drink. When asked his name, Odysseus replied, "My name is Nobody." Satisfied, the Cyclops slumped into a drunken sleep. Then, in the flickering shadows, the plan unfolded. Earlier that day, Odysseus and his men had carved a massive stake from a tree trunk and hardened it in the fire. Now, together, they raised the glowing red-hot spear and drove it deep into the Cyclops' single eye. The giant awoke with a roar that shook the cave. He thrashed wildly, groping for the attackers, but in the confusion and his blindness, he could not find them. When he screamed for help, the other Cyclops came running. "What is it?" they asked. "Who is hurting you?" "Nobody," he wailed. "Nobody is attacking me." And so, believing him mad or cursed, the others left. The next morning, Polyphemus sat at the cave's entrance, feeling each sheep's back as they exited, hoping to catch his prisoners. But Odysseus had anticipated this. He and his men clung to the undersides of the rams, hidden by their thick wool. Slowly, silently, they passed beneath the giant's grasp. Once outside, they ran for the ship and pushed off. They had escaped, but Odysseus, unable to contain his pride, shouted back to the shore. "Cyclops, if anyone asks who blinded you, tell them it was Odysseus of Ithaca." The Cyclops paused, then raised his hands to the heavens and called out to his father. For Polyphemus was no ordinary monster. He was the son of Poseidon, god of the sea, and now the sea god's wrath would descend upon Odysseus. Storms swelled, waves crashed, the sea became a battlefield of divine anger and mortal stubbornness. This was only the beginning. Odysseus' journey would stretch on for 10 more years, through monsters and enchantresses, gods and the underworlds. A trial not only of strength, but of will, wisdom, and the enduring desire to return home. Make sure to tune into the next part of the tale, where our hero is lost at sea, enchanted by witches, betrayed by winds, and forced to descend into the realm of the dead.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more great stories. Cheers.